What's up, guys and gals? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So can you feel it? Something in the air? It's all around us. Yes, it's encompassing everything. Just kidding, that might be a little dramatic. But families divided. Yeah. You know, the last couple days, I've been staying out of the loop a bit. I haven't been watching any political bullshit. I've just been being. In fact, I got a hot tub where I'll dwell in the hot tub. I got it because of my owies. I got a couple of owies working out in my gym. So I figured a hot tub would be good for muscle recovery and this and that. So yeah, it's outside. I live in the state of Michigan, so we get snow. I mean, right now it's nice and warm. It's like 80 degrees or something, 75. Been in the 70s lately, high 70s. And I used it yesterday just for muscle relaxation. And the thing about the hot tub is you don't have your phone with you. Well, I don't. And hopefully I keep it that way. So you're just kind of out there in nature, just alone with your thoughts, you know? You don't have anything to really pressure you or focus you. You just, that's like how it was in like the 90s. Do you guys remember the 90s? Are any of you guys from these times? You a boomer like me? No, I'm not a boomer, but I'm just saying, you know, hyperbole or whatever that's called. But yeah, in the 90s, where like we didn't have the devices telling us how to think, right? And yeah, there was a lot of shit in the works, I would assume, through academia, through entertainment, just subtle, subliminal messaging that would kind of, it was like a river, kind of taking you there, right? But it wasn't like a rapid, just like how it is today. And there was so much more social interaction. Like yesterday, for example, I went to this event that I was just kind of invited to last minute, just family and friends, not my family, but others. And yeah, I'm sure it was folks from, you know, a lot of them probably didn't, you know, there was probably conflicting political shit, but I mean, we just enjoyed ourselves and had a good time, you know, just like how it was back in the day, where not everything was polarized, you know, like you could talk about things, you know, like now it's like, they're just making everything polarized. You can barely talk about something like food without it being racism, you know, with like the right folks around or whatever. It's just how it seems to be. But yeah, fortunately, I've been out of that shit for a couple days and it feels good. It feels like a relief. I wonder if a lot of it is pride. The driving force to want to be right. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what gets me the most is I don't want to look like a dumbass. That's like my biggest fear or something. Fortunately, I haven't yet, my videos. And I don't think I will. But yeah, just like in front of, you know, other people. Of course, in the videos, there's not the reciprocation, right? I mean, there's the comment section. But the comments are good because it helps sharpen things. You know, like when you guys comment the stuff, it helps me articulate my stance even more. And perhaps give me more insight of something. I mean, hell, some of you guys might change my mind. I don't know. I don't think that's happened yet. I mean, you made me think more broadly on things and more attuningly in some examples. So there is that. But you guys see what I'm saying? The family's divided. Isn't that crazy? What is yours like? You know, I mean, this stuff hasn't been at the tip of my mind as mentioned, but I just feel that I haven't really looked forward to like the holidays since I was like a teenager. I mean, it's probably because I got gifts and stuff then, but I mean, I still do. But when you're an adult or whatever, or in my current iteration, and hopefully remains this way ongoing, is that you have to an extent an abundance. You know, like we can kind of, if I want something, I can buy it. You know, so it's not really about the gifts anymore, like it was when we were children or early teenagers. So it's just about the social interaction, and just because of the polarity with things, it makes me not all that interested. Okay, fine. That's that's an understatement. It makes me not want to fucking go. You know, it makes me dread it. It makes me like, oh shit, it's Thanksgiving. Or oh shit, it's Christmas. Just that those things are kind of coming up a little bit, you know? I mean, time flies, doesn't it? Like they're not too far out. But David, what do you guys think about that? How are things in terms of your family conflict? And me with a couple wives, it's like I got a lot of this shit to go to. You know what I mean? I wonder if it's just me. I mean, maybe I just don't like people who don't think the way I do. Don't like people who disagree with my thoughts. I think they're stupid or something. Think I'm right. I mean, I probably am right. I'm pretty sure I'm right on most shit that I talk about. But yeah, maybe acceptance is my problem, you know? But taking a breath of fresh air has been nice, and just getting in the hot. But yeah, I think the driving force in terms of what is bothering me, or what can be bothersome amongst others when it comes to like their family interactions and this and that, is pride. Like I said, like we want to be right? Like we could just like sit there and just not say anything and just eat the fucking food and be like, okay, thank you. I'm going to go over here now and sit on the couch and maybe I'll look at my phone while you guys do your thing. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. But part of me thinks that, like, not to get too involved in it, but like, you know, the current circumstance, like in the United States, where we got this big election coming up, and just how polarizing it is. And my thoughts have been this way for a long time. How really, no matter what your stance is on the political stuff, and maybe some of you aren't really into it at all. I mean, it seems to me like that would be quite nice and quite freeing to kind of like I think I was like that when I was like 20 years old or something with the political shit. I was just kind of like I wasn't really like identified in any of it, you know? Like, I mean, I've had my philosophies or whatever, but I kind of just thought both it was intrigued because I remember that was when Obama was running for office, right? Obama. And there was a liberating thing to kind of side with Obama, I feel. I mean, I didn't really do that, but I could feel the pull. And I didn't really critique it that much, you know, and I kind of knew, oh yeah, it is more liberating to do this because the powers and rulers and principalities of the world were on that side, you know. Like the TV, the news, the entertainment, the media, all these powers were like, oh yeah, Obama's great, this and that. You're cool if you like Obama. You know what I'm saying? So it was an easy pull. But even with that, I didn't necessarily give into the peer pressure. I was more lost when it came to it all. And it was kind of nice to not have such a firm stance. But I mean, there are probably detrimental effects to that as well, because I wasn't as much thought out, I guess. Because a lot of this stuff gets down to the core, which is kind of what I'm getting at. It gets down to the core of reality, I guess, of who are we and what are we. And it seems like it kind of inclines you to be more honest. Like if you're one who's willing to say, oh yeah, we need to drill a bunch of gas and shit and export a bunch of illegals, you know what I mean? Or undocumented or whatever you call them. And crunch down on imports, tax the hell out of them, deregulate, to boost up incentive to make product here, this and that. That kind of it's taking you down to a core where you're like, yeah, this is kind of about me and self-preservation. Where then if you're like a libtard, you're like, oh, just let them all in. No, don't have to keep track. It'll work. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know why they don't want to come here. It probably doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we have a prosperous economy with set laws and things like that. It's a nice blend of things. But and then you're like, oh, keep pumping the gas from thousands of miles away. Don't pump it here. That's bad for the environment. But somehow it's better to get it shipped from thousands of fucking miles. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a cloud state. So, like, these things are like... But the other one, you're digging down, and it's like an admitting that we're selfish beings. You know what I mean? Like... Yeah, like I want my own safe, prosperous nation. And I don't want anything to fuck with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty selfish. But I mean, are you willing to admit you're selfish? So it's kind of bringing us down to that. And I guess you could say to an extent... I'm willing to admit I'm selfish. Maybe not to enough of an extent. I don't really know. And then we talk about Jesus in the Bible. Jesus, and it goes on about the family being divided in the later days. So-and-so against so-and-so, and so-so against so-and-so. And it kind of insinuates like you'd wish them for death or something. Like, that's how bad it is, And it kind of seems like we're living in that. But then Jesus kind of pointing out the awareness of our sin, right? Of how you'll have to have like twice the righteousness of the Pharisees to get into the kingdom of God, and they followed the Bible, Old Testament laws to like a T. You know what I mean? Kind of making a point that we can't do it on our own because we are selfish. It's in our nature. And to my understanding, there's no escaping it. It's just we can unveil more and more of that reality. And perhaps that's part of the trick here is unveiling that and self-admitting that. And because it might enable us to be willing to say, okay, I will take intercession. I will accept the kingdom of God as a child who did nothing to deserve it. You know what I mean? It was given to me as a gift. I stumbled upon it. You see what I'm saying? It kind of brings us down there to that opening up and accepting it. And I mean, I'm not saying necessarily that that like with the political shit and all that, that you have to be there. Because I mean, I'm sure that if you were a libtard or whatever, there's still you can still reach points of awareness of your selfishness or something. I don't know. I mean, right? Or is that just a state of denying it? I'm not really sure. You're like, oh yeah, our land has been preserved and our forefathers fought and died, and now let's just let anything go and it'll be okay. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of the imagery going on here? I mean, maybe I'm off. I don't know. But yeah, there's something. It can be liberating, in fact, to boil it down and be like, yes, I am a consumer to survive, like a dog. You know what I mean? Like you watch your dog and how it's not concerned about like idealistic things or whatever, you know, the philosophy of things. It's not concerned so much of what's nice. You know what I mean? The dog just wants to kill shit and eat, you know, and be with its family and help protect its family. You know what I mean? And that is a biblical parallel where it says something to do with how man and us are set here and this and that to be shown to us that we are like the beasts of the field. You know what I mean? Like we're not the righteousness. You know what I mean? We're not the saviors. Perhaps we're gods. I don't know. I mean, Jesus even affirmed that. He said, "Did I not say that you were gods?" Referencing the Psalms. But it's not to say that we were like the epitome of righteousness or anything. Selfish gods, perhaps. But you guys see where I'm going with this? And I was going to touch on something else, but I mean, this video is getting a little long, but I'll save that for another video. But families divided. What the fuck? I guess if you could get over your pride, it would be a more smooth sailing. You know what I mean? If you just don't care. I mean, that's kind of how it was when I was like 20 years old, when that shit was all going down. I felt like I was kind of like just... like I could kind of just float between. Like it was like I could have. It felt okay. It was kind of cool, but then again, it was kind of ignorant and kind of like I think I was willing to ride that wave to a small extent that the powers and rulers and principalities that be set in place for us to ride if we wanted to be on their side. And to an extent, I say that it's cowardness, you know what I mean? Cowardice. Because I think it is. I mean, I think if you're doing that, you know, if you're remaining ignorant just to be on the side of the rulers and principalities of the world because you're scared of them, that's obviously cowardice. So I don't like feeling like a pussy either is kind of the problem here. Then again, I guess that is a selfish thing, but that's what I am, right? So where are we going with this video again? I can't remember, but nonetheless, let me know in the comments. Families divided. How do you feel about that shit? Do you look forward to the holidays? What do you think about Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that crap? You guys looking forward to it or what? Do you guys talk about all this shit or you just try to keep it simple? You know? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you guys in the next video. And like this video if you will, subscribe to the page. Become a patron if you want to support the meditations, linked in the description of this video. Peace be with you.